Hey guys, it's post Christmas time. It's the day after Christmas.
Right.
Here's Mom.
Here's me.
This is our post Christmas video, me and Mom, because we didn't make a video on Christmas Day because
Right.
we were too busy having fun with the children. So, although I did want to make a video, and somehow we didn't make a video, except, well, we did do two videos, which were on my other family Facebook page, where my son was playing the guitar, and put this over here, and then my daughter and her boyfriend were doing this light show with gloves, which is all the rage. And you wear these gloves, and then there's little lights on the insides, and then you can do all this really cool. They're amazing at it. They're like incredible. Mom doesn't remember it, but
No, I don't really remember.
just really too bad. I think we turned the lights down, and so these guys were playing in the dark with these light gloves, which is actually something that I came up with like 10, 15 years ago when I lived in Maine, and Mom was one of the people that started First Night in Belfast, which is a New Year's Eve event where all these talented people from the local community would perform, and then, well, not just local people, but people from the mid-coast area, and would perform all over these different venues in Belfast, little tiny Belfast in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Maine, mid-coast Maine. And she started that event, and then I wanted to perform in it, and I came up with this light show, which was me and this other guy, a friend of ours, named David, and my daughter, who was 8, and we had these gloves with these long wands, and the lights were at the top of the wands, and we came up with this show where these lights were on the ends of these wands, 5 wands on each hand, and it was really cool. I mean, it's hard to describe it, but we did this whole choreography, and we worked for a really long time on it, and it was very cool in the end, and it was like I think David started, and he was, blue, and I was yellow, and then our daughter was green, and it was really great and very special. And Mom was the forerunner of that event in Belfast, the first night of Belfast. You remember starting all of that first night stuff, the New Year's Eve stuff, and freezing cold Belfast, which is the freezing and cold on New Year's Eve. It's the coldest place on earth on New Year's Eve. Not on earth, but getting there. So we decided to stay put in warm and sunny California, which isn't always sunny. Actually, it was a perfectly gorgeous blue sky this morning, and the clouds started to come in a little bit, but it has been absolutely stunningly gorgeous until now, and now the clouds are coming, of course. And even on Christmas Day, I think we had like a pretty nice sky in the beginning, and then the clouds came over, and then it just seemed like your typical miserable cold winter day. So, but we had a good Christmas, I think. It's great to have Mom back, and we used to have Christmas with her every year, and then we didn't have Christmas with her for like the last 3 years, and now we have Christmas with her again, and out here in California. No one ever thought Mom would move out here to California with us, so it's pretty amazing. It's very amazing. And but we are missing our friends back in Maine, and I do wish we were back there working on our houses. But it's basically piled in snow, and it's freezing cold, and it's just going to be
miserable.
Yeah, and we just don't want to fall on the ice and snow.
We're both too old.
Yeah, we're both too old to fall on the ice and snow and be the only ones to shovel. We need to get a helper. We're supposed to have helpers there, but sometimes the helpers can't show up. So anyway, this is just our quickie post-Christmas video. Now, I think that the sun is very bright. It's almost so bright I can't even we're like blinded. But just quickly, I think 2018 is going to be a much better year than 2017 because it's an even number, and even numbers are always better. And 8, that's the infinity sign. So, and that's a very powerful sacred geometrical number, shape, sacred geometry. It's an important shape. It means the infinity sign, and it has a lot of other meanings. And also, on a quick note, we bought tickets to fly, and we ended up not going. because Mom didn't feel good this morning. We just didn't want to go back into the snow. So I tried to, and I bought travel insurance. And the travel insurance, which is called Travel Guard, wants us to come up with 12 separate documents to prove that Mom didn't feel good and couldn't get on the plane. And I was on the phone for her so long, and I was just like so frustrated that I had to prove that they took my money on a credit card. I had to wait for a bill to come in. I had to block out all the private information that I didn't want them to see, which is most of the bill, which is most of the statement. It was just so ridiculous. She went on and on and on with this ridiculous list of things to prove and explain why I should get the money back, when the fact that we were sick and couldn't get on the plane is enough. So then I called the airline, which was United, who is striving to build their reputation back up. And I said, listen, I bought Travel Guard. It is absolutely useless. I paid $32 each ticket to protect our trip just in case, because you don't know. I have an elderly woman, and and people get sick even if they're not elderly, whatever. So she said, I understand. But the woman at United, who sounded like she was from India, was so nice, and she was just like, let me just refund your money, 7 to 10 days. Whereas Travel Guard said it could take up to a year for me to get the money back. A year. And by that time, I said, listen, you're asking me for so many tedious documents that it's like, why are you torturing people with this? Mom listened to me go on and on and on. At the end of the conversation, this woman sounded so robotic. I was like, she goes, do you have any questions? She sounded totally robotic. I said, yes. I said, are you a real human? Mom thought that was funny. And then I said, where do you live? And she said, we are based out of Wisconsin. That was her technical, robotic answer. And then I said, do you enjoy this job? And she paused. You can tell if someone's a robot or not by the question, how they answer a question. And I said, do you like this job? And she waits. And she says, what did she say again? Something like, I don't have any complaints for this job. Or
she what?
Something like, I don't have any complaints.
Oh,
or,
right. Right.
I mean, I still don't think she was a real human. Even though she said I'm a real human, I don't think she was. Because she stayed exactly the same way, no matter what I said. And I was getting all worked up. Like, this is ridiculous. These policies just make people angry. I said, I bought this ticket. I wouldn't have 2 assigned seats on this airline if they hadn't taken my credit card and taken my money. I shouldn't have to prove with all this documentation that the airline, United, took my money, because it's obvious they took my money. I wouldn't have a ticket, Anyway, United was very gracious. She quickly refunded the money. I was in shock. I said, if you could just give me a voucher or something instead of making me go through this arduous process with this travel insurance, which is totally fake, called Travel Guard. I said I would just be so relieved and happy. And she said, let me just cancel that for you and get you a refund. And I was literally like, I am sending you so many blessings right now. Thank you so much, I'm sending you blessings and happy, healthy, healing energy, And because the other woman, who sounded like a robot, who was really nice, because all robots sound nice, pleasant or whatever. I said, thank you so much for just being a good old-fashioned company, and without giving me the services rendered, refunding my money. It was a shock. It was a shock that an airline would actually refund your money, And honestly, they really should, because they should earn our business. They should fight for us to pick them instead of the other company. They should give extra bennies. They should treat us like they want our business, instead of treating everybody like a criminal for even buying a ticket in the first place, and then acting like we've done something wrong and we have to prove that we should get our money back, even if you couldn't make it, because humans can't always make it. Because humans get sick, and humans have problems, and humans have car accidents, and humans should be allowed a lot of extra room to be human, because being human is not easy. And that's our video. Look at Mom enjoying the sun. All you can do is sort of be in the sun and close your eyes. I'm going to be meditating a lot for the next few days, couple days, and then and just creating a positive. Today I was just saying, actually. We pulled over at a beautiful vista early this morning, even though we didn't feel good, but because we just had to because we had to get the kids to the airport. And
We were on our way home.
Yeah, and we pulled over to see this gorgeous view, and the sun, even early on, it was very bright. We honestly, all you could do is kind of close your eyes and just be in the sun. And I was just picturing, I just doing my usual mantra, my world is healthy, clean, and beautiful. And I was saying that in my mind, my world, the air is fresh and clean and beautiful. And I was making up poems, which Mom really liked. She liked my little poems that I was making up. And I kept saying these positive words in my mind and sometimes out loud. And I said these poems. I made up these little poems on the spot, which she liked. And then I spit off the thing because the words and the positive thoughts were in the fluid of my mouth and my saliva. And I shared it with the earth. I know it sounds, because spitting on something is supposed to be a negative, but I took my positive love vibrations that I put into my fluid and I spit it out over the wall onto the ground so that the earth could absorb that creative energy. And, I was thinking about how that Japanese guy, Emoto, who did the testing with the water and said, if you put out positive thoughts, the water adjusts itself to become beautiful and crystalline. And the atoms crystallize and they become very beautiful shapes. And your body is made of 80% water. Somebody said 70%, but I think it's 80%. So we're in a water body. And so the water molecules of our body will respond to our thoughts. So if you keep your thoughts super positive, my world is clean and beautiful. My body is clean and healthy and beautiful. My world and my body are both clean, healthy, and beautiful, and vibrant, and strong. You say things like that, and I think it does make a better world. Right? Don't you think, Mom? Yeah. She agrees with me. Okay, guys, love you. Big kiss. Talk to you soon. See you in the next video. This is for me and Mom's channel. We made coffee. It's our coffee talk channel, and even though it's late in the afternoon.
I'm going to go get the coffee.
She's going to go get the coffee. And then I'll make another video for my channel because I have a feeling we're going to be making a bunch of videos in the next couple days, so I'm excited about that. And no kids home. Big kiss, guys. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. Mwah.